The NBA is absolutely horrified of what Nikola Topić just did in his summer league debut. All right. So Topić, he was the 12th overall pick in 2024. He sat out an entire season because of an ACL tear. Okay. He sat the entire season, didn't play a single minute for the Thunder during their championship run, and he ended up getting a ring because of it. All right. So they did that. Cool. Whatever. All right. A lot of people just had him going under the radar. Some people forgot that they had the 12th overall pick just sitting on their bench waiting to play. A lot of people had him as a top 3 pick going into the 2024 draft, and some people even had him as the first overall pick before his ACL injury. All right. He made his debut tonight. And boy, the rest of the league should be absolutely terrified of what Nikola Topić is going to do for this Oklahoma City Thunder squad. He is the perfect player that they have been missing to fill some holes on the offensive end for the bench unit. All right, so I'm going to break down what he did in his debut, even show you some highlights from it as well, along with a breakdown from someone that is also in the media industry covering the Thunder as well. Before we get into all that, though, quick moment to recognize that 81% of you guys that are watching these videos are not yet subscribed to the channel, and we just hit 6,000 subscribers here on Thunder Digest. If you want to join one of the fastest growing Thunder YouTube channels out there, or if you enjoy the content, or if you're new to the channel and you like what you're seeing right now, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I also want to see that number jump down 70%, then eventually 60, and then 50. 50 is the end goal, but let's try to get that down to 70% of you guys not watching, not subscribed, and get that subscribe number up to 30. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead get into talking about Nikola Topic's debut. Now, I'll go ahead and show you the box score. All right? I'll show you the box score. Nikola Topić Summer League debut, 14 points, 6 of 11 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 2 steals, but 7 turnovers. Now, you look at those turnover numbers, and you'll think this was a horrible debut because of it. The 3-point number, really solid. All right? The 2 steals, he jumped the passing lanes like he showed when he was playing over in Serbia and the European League, shown that that was where he excels on defense, and really the only bright spot of his defense is jumping the passing lanes. He definitely improved a little bit on perimeter defense, one-on-one situations. He's definitely gotten a little bit better. I think some of that is due to watching these Thunder players, play defense, and he learned a little bit what to do, proper form, changing the hips, changing direction quickly, staying in front of defenders. He got a little bit better, all right? The 7 turnovers, though, is a little bit of a sore spot. I know you guys are going to see that and think it was a horrible debut. It really wasn't. 3 of those turnovers were not his fault, in my opinion. One of them was on a lob to Sissoko, who just did not even realize that was what Topić was planning. If he was playing alongside Chet, Hartenstein, or Dub, they would have jumped up, got that, and realized what he was doing, and then slammed it down. That was the kind of lob that you do when you're playing with the Thunder. He's recognized where they want it and that they read the baseline lobs very well. Topić put it up right where, crashing Chet, Hartenstein, or Dub would have been, and it would have been an easy 2 points and not a turnover. 2 other times, he was passing it down low to some teammates, all right, and they just didn't even realize that's what he was doing. It's because of how good of a playmaker and passer Nikola Topić actually is. He was making these reads where these, G League undrafted guys just didn't realize that's what Topić was trying to do. If it was a Chet, Hartenstein, Dub, anyone else crashing in like that, they would have realized what Topić was doing, get the ball, and generate an easy 2 points. So 3 of those turnovers really should have been 3 assists if he was playing with guys like Dub, Chet, Hartenstein, Dort, Shai, whoever it may be, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe as well, Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, all these guys, if he's passing to them on these situations right here that led to turnovers, would have actually been assists. You could have added 3 more assists on there and taken away 3 turnovers, would have been 7 assists to 4 turnovers. Now, he also should have had 4 or 5 more assists as well. He passed it to some open guys out on the perimeter, even down low. When they would catch it, they would put it up, and they would miss. They would miss wide open attempts sometimes. I think he passed it out on the perimeter 3 times. Wide open shots. Malavai Leon, someone that was playing with the Blue last year, he did a pump fake, got his defender up in the air, took 1 dribble to the side, boom, put it up, completely bricked it. Open 3, just completely bricked it, which would have been an assist for Nikola Topić. It's just a bunch of situations like that, okay? Now, let's go ahead, look at some highlights from it, okay? These are some highlights from the game. Look at him drive in, boom, spin move, get it up there, easy layup. He excels really well at getting downhill and using that quick first step. Look at him right here. passing out of the shot to an open Brooks Barnhizer who knocks down the three. That's something that really impressed me, is him passing out of the shot. Gets it over to an open corner, boom, right there. Passing it very well. See him slow down, embrace the contact, get the defender behind him. So if he does go up for the block, it turns into a foul. Now look at him right here. Shot clock winding down. Had to go off the shot. Boom, gets it off. That's a sign of a confident shooter. Someone knocking down a shot, not hesitating like that with the shot clock going down, it's a sign of someone that's a confident shooter. Someone that wasn't a great three-point shooter last year, knocking these down, exactly like this one, shot clock winding down, just going straight into it. It's a sign it is a confident three-point shooter. If he really is shooting like this, it's going to be scary for the rest of the NBA. That's what the sign of that is, all right? He's knocking him down. He went 50% from the field on 4 3-pointers. If he can do that off the bench, along with this passing, he might be in Rookie of the Year contention over Cooper Flagg. I don't want to get that ahead of myself. I will go in and say it. If he can do this, he could average 12, 6, and 2 off the bench with maybe even a steal a game on like 38, 39 three-point shooting percentage. If he does stuff like that off the bench for the Thunder, he'd make an all-rookie team for sure, maybe all-rookie first team, but you'd have to have him at like, look what Topić is doing off the bench. He's contributing to winning basketball in OKC as the backup point guard, maybe even sixth man of the year, if he's putting up numbers like he did tonight in Summer League off the bench for the Thunder. And it might turn into a moment where, hey, he plays so well, what if we threw him in the starting lineup? You could see him, if he does exactly what he did tonight at the NBA level, make it into a starting rotation for a game or two and see how he plays alongside those guys as a starter and have AJ Mitchell as the backup point guard. You could see something like that happen. Now, he still has some room to improve. All right, he drove into traffic a few times, which led to a bad shot, had to pass it out, and completely broke down the offense right there, or it led to a turnover or two. So he does have to improve on that a little bit, and the ACL did look a little bit tender still. All right, looked a little bit iffy. He still has some, just getting used to it. Growing pains is what I want to call it. He's still 19 years old. This was his first basketball game in 14 months. And Michael Martin, all right, he even broke it down very well. All right, Summer League debut. He got the assist wrong. So it's only 4 assists, but 14 points and 2 steals, 6-11 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Some good and some bad, but overall, I think it was encouraging to see him look this fluid on the floor a year removed from his injury. 14 months removed. All right, but yeah, a year removed from his injury. The fact that he looked this fluid and this comfortable out there and had the playmaking ability that he did tonight is a great sign. And he even listed some pros and cons, right? The playmaking flashes were obviously there, creating shots for his teammates. Got to the rim at a pretty solid rate. The 3-ball looked good too. The 3-ball still has a little bit of room to improve. He got it off quick, which I was really impressed with, and knocked it down, all right? It definitely looks so much better. A few too many sloppy turnovers, but overall a really good starting point for him. Happy to finally see him hoop for OKC. So, he was obviously creating the shots for his teammates. They got to knock him down. Like I said, 3 of those turnovers, I don't think would happen at, if he was playing with, Dub, Chet, Hartenstein, those guys, all right, because they wouldn't have had that happen. They would have known what Topić was doing and reading it. Topic's mind is just going a step or two ahead, and he's making these right reads, and the guys that he's playing with right now, I don't want to be mean or rude or anything. When he passed it to an AJ Mitchell, or you saw Brooks Barnhizer passed out of the 3-point shot over to an open Brooks who knocked down the 3, when they're expecting it, they were ready to knock it down. But when they didn't realize, look, Topić is this good of a playmaker, he can put it right where I need him, especially on the early lob to Sissoko. All right, Dub, Chet, or Hartenstein, they see that, they know what he's doing. Boom, they're going up and they're throwing it down. That turns into an assist for Nikola Topić, and then 2 points for whoever it may be that got that lob. So I think Topic's playmaking is just NBA level, and these guys don't know how to read off of a playmaker like Topić yet. So that's why he had so many turnovers and so few assists. If he was playing with his regular guys, the box score would have made it look so much more prettier. All right, so much prettier that everyone would be like, this is the best debut that we've seen out of a Thunder player in, however long. All right, probably better than the Chet and Dub debuts as well. So I was thoroughly impressed with Nikola Topić. This was an amazing debut. Not many complaints. Like I said, clean up turnovers a little bit. 3 of them shouldn't have happened, but then the rest, I'm like, yeah, you got to be a little bit better. A lot of driving into traffic there. But overall, the things that we were worried about, the knee, if he was still going to be athletic, the playmaking as well, and then the shooting, he answered those questions. I don't think we should have any concerns about him right now. There's still more games to kind of see how it goes, but I think this was the perfect debut from Nikola Topić. Let me know what your guys' grades are for Nikola Topić for this debut. I have him at a solid A. Not an A+, but a little bit better than an A-. All right, so I got. See you guys in the next one.